Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Tier 3 stream for the fourth round of the IRC Season 8 um, calendar. And we are going to Saudi, the Jeddah circuit. Very tight circuit in terms of space. There's not much of runoff. You go into the wall if you have a lot of wheel to wheel action. Some of the places, some of the corners, you can't really go wheel to wheel if you don't give all the space and reduce your corner speeds a lot. But yeah, it's for the first time we're doing it in our league. The two tiers, tier 2 and tier 4, did it yesterday. So we're going to be having it on tier 3 today and tier 1 later in the night/evening. So we'll quickly go on to a Hotlap and a track video, and we'll introduce everyone in the com box then. 27 turns, 6.1 kilometer long track. There are 3 DRS zones, and yeah, it's infamous for having it's a beautiful track to drive on, but wheel to wheel racing is a little tough. Let's have a look at the hot lap.
All right then, as we come around the final corner, let's wind ourselves up for a lap around the Jeddah Corniche circuit. One of the most controversial circuits featured on the F1 calendar last year. It sure proves to be fun for the esports guys. Coming down to turn 1, brake just at the end of the curb on the right hand side. Flick the car in once, twice for both parts of the chicane. Run as wide as possible before you set yourself up for a long twisting adventure through sector 1. It's all composed of curbs and abusing track limits as much as possible, carrying as much speed as we can through the sections, and before you know it, you've blinked and you've already come down to the first real complicated corner, which is turn 13, a long sweeping hairpin. All about braking late for this one and really trail braking deep into the corner as we chuck the car around, and now we're on the back section of the track. Again, a set of curves coming through. Turns 14, 15, 16, quick downshift, turn the car in, get as close to the wall as possible. 17, same concept. 18, 19 are pretty much just small kinks in the pathway. 20 as well coming through. 21, we're braking hard for turn 22, but just a little bit, not too much, as we turn the car in again. Abuse track limits as much as possible before we get on throttle again through turns 24 and 25. A DRS detection zone here, the final one in the lap, and we're coming now down to the final corner where we saw Max Verstappen make a mistake during his pole qualifying lap last season, or would-be pole. As we round the final corner, make sure not to lose the traction, only real major traction zone. Hug the inside as much as possible, and you come across the line for a lap of the Jeddah circuit.
Well, that was a mighty fast lap from Helium. One of his best laps probably, and I've heard a lot he loves this circuit to drive on in terms of time trials and quali laps. But nonetheless, in the com box with me today, we have a co-commentator, Moto. Hi, Moto.
Hey Harry, what's up?
Nothing much, man. It's all chill. And we have our streamer, Mr. Dan the Assassin. How are you?
Hi Harry, and hi to you as well, Moto. And for the record, it's Dan the SSJassassin. Just
Oh my god! All right, you have too much going on in that name. I'm just gonna call you Dan from next time.
Yeah.
But yeah, nonetheless, I think the session's almost started, but we'll talk about the tire strategy over here, because even I need to brush up a little. 1 week away from the game, so I really have forgotten a little, and I don't know the circuit much as well. So, what do you guys think about the tire strategy over here?
Well, it's an easy soft to medium, if you ask me, because I mean, normally I would say medium soft, but then since Saudi is Saudi, you can expect a safety car at the very least, or a bit of damage if you are in the midfield or something. So the way you'd end up pitting for one time extra. In that case, it's better to go on soft medium, because mediums can go literally all the way to the end. Like even if you start on lap for one from on the mediums, you can go to lap 25. Well, you still have 80% wear, but then yeah, the game won't allow you to do that. I mean, it's not part of the rules.
Well. So looks like tire deck isn't much of an issue, especially on the medium tires, I guess, from what Dan's telling us. And if that's the case, yeah, there'll be safety cars. There have to be safety cars even on the reduced setting over here, because of the fact that if you crash, you're gonna be on track always, because there is no runoff area, virtually no runoff area, and there are a lot of high speed sections where going wheel to wheel throughout would be little tough, maybe a little too much to ask from the tier 3 and tier 4 drivers specifically, because you're getting to terms with the game and learning to drive wheel to wheel and getting to know each other, because it's a whole new grid almost for them. So yeah, it'll. So we should be expecting one safety car for sure today, and we seem to have gone into this session, and oddly we've not seen the weather pop up. So probably a little issue on the telemetry side, but nonetheless, very close over there on the out lap for all of these drivers. The dirty air will definitely hinder their lap time. So I hope they realistically stay out of each other's dirty air and get it sorted. How's the practice for Jeddah coming around for you, Moto?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, you'd mentioned the walls are just so perilously close. It's basically a high-speed Monaco, isn't it? So you have to be really refined with your steering inputs, very accurate, and you can't back off either, because if you hesitate on a corner, you lose downforce and then you run wide on the exit and you mess up your lap. So it's always a circuit where you have to just send it all the time, like 100% just send it into each corner, and you can't hesitate. So
Makes sense, makes sense. And as we're on board Mountain Wolf from the Alfa Romeo now, he's on a hot lap. He's just started his hot lap. Let's stay on board him and see how it goes for him. In the meantime, just before the final corner, the place where Hamilton and Verstappen had a very odd kind of contact or a incident, there seems to be a lot of traffic lining up over there. There was a slight yellow flag over there for like a moment, but now it seems to be back under control. It's so confusing, this track map, because of how the circuit's layout is. They're
yep,
just virtually next to each other all the time.
yeah,
And
taking a lot of inside curve there is Mountain Wolves. I mean, that hairpin is quite heavily cambered, so you don't understeer all too much. But if you're on the inside there for too long on the exit, you get really wavered on the exit because of how heavily cambered that corner is. But he seemed to have fared fine from that.
yeah, absolutely. And yeah, considering the fact that there you go, there's a lot of places you can utilize the track limits. It's I was just asking you about it. It seems like I have mistaken those white lines a bit. And
So
yeah,
basically, there are two sort of curves over here, as we've discussed before. There's an inside curve and an outside curve. So you will have on some occasions or some parts of the track rather, you'll have the curve between two white lines, and in that case, the white line on the outer part of the track is the track limit, not the inside part. But then you have your normal curves where the curve is outside the white line, as in you can see right there, in the turns 1 and 2. In that case, the track limit is basically the white line itself. So you can't extend too much there. But yeah, you really need to be well versed in these track limits, and you can take advantage and gain a lot of heaps of time if you know the track well.
well, absolutely. That's some beautiful insight, because there's a lot of time you can gain if you're able to cut the corners or virtually cut it. Because of these track limits, you can utilize it a lot. And as you see that there are like some yellow flags all around on the circuit. I'm not sure why. Seems like one of the Aston Martin have had an offing somewhere.
I can assume that qualifying is going to be actually kind of sketchy because of, as you mentioned, very little runoff. So you can't really to not impede a person in the lap behind you. You don't really have that much wiggle room to give space, right? So I'm guessing these drivers are trying to do the best they can to slow down and get out of the way. But yeah,
Yeah, it will be a little tough, even though it looks like a very wide, like a pretty wide circuit. But like you said, no runoff areas, the walls are closed. It's virtually a Monaco, high-speed Monaco. So yeah, in the meantime, a quick run down through the leaderboard. Saurabh Bhatt is on provisional pole right now with a 129.9, and Uday is very close, just almost 500ths off from Saurabh Bhatt in the Merc. Uday is in the Haas. We're right now on board him. I'm not sure if he's on a hot lap or if he is going to the
did we get the
pit.
telemetry running? The in-game telemetry? Yeah, thank you. Okay, so it seems he's on an out lap considering he has 100% ERS. His light is flashing as well. So I'm guessing he's on his way to begin his lap, or maybe he's on his in lap. Sure. I think. Okay, no, he's starting his lap.
Yeah.
So yeah, heading down into turn 1, you want to be on the right hand side here, braking a bit early and turning in early as well to get the inside curve, which he doesn't quite get, but still gets good rotation in the second one, and it's a good exit. Uday has been one who's pretty consistent and pretty clean as well, staying out of trouble and gaining advantage on the incidents in front of him. But in terms of raw pace, I think he's a bit on the downside.
Well, the game hasn't invalidated his lap time over there. I think he went a little wide, pretty wide, but
A
I
little
think
wide, quite a lot more.
I think he must have had his throttle. I was trying to check his throttle out, but it pixelated just for a split second. I couldn't see it, but yeah, the game has let him keep that lap. I'll be
Yeah.
shocked.
I'm pretty sure. Ooh, touching the walls there on the exit, but I'm pretty sure he didn't lose all too much time from that, even if he did lift off the throttle, because he essentially like straight lined that section. But
Yeah, makes sense. And he's gone off. Not sure why.
Must
Oh,
have
the
missed
wing.
breaking point.
No. I think it was his wing damage. He must have definitely had wing damage over there and would have decided to abort his
Have a
lap.
look at his end plate. Seems relatively fine, but
Light
some
green.
damage cannot be like physically visible. So yeah, some minor damage. He might have sustained some minor damage from that tap with the wall.
Absolutely, and just to mention, Dan, we do not have the telemetry, our telemetry running.
Wow.
I think.
Yep, I
So,
might have to actually exit the lobby in order to have it restarted. I'll do something.
Yeah, we don't mind
yeah, it's
having a slide often. We can have a chat till then.
Yep.
You can go to the.
Meanwhile, Slayer goes on provisional pole with a 28.5, a pretty blisteringly fast lap time. 1.3 seconds ahead of P2 in Lokesh, who's not quite all too slow himself either. So yeah, McLaren looking really feisty tonight, today afternoon rather.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, Slayer definitely is a fast driver, but we are not supposed to. I mean, the McLaren boys have asked us to not talk about them much, and we shall abide because they feel it's the commentator's curse. So if we ever talk about them, we're gonna be bad mouthing them basically, aren't we?
Okay then, I'm on board with that decision.
So yes, Slayer just doesn't have to make contact with the safety car if there's one, and he'll be fine. Nonetheless, Dan, if you don't mind, can we go to the coming back soon scene so that we can have a chat without feeling like we're missing out on some action on track? Yeah, Jeddah again. We've seen it IRL. The Grand Prix was pretty controversial in terms of how the race went by, what kind of racing happened all throughout. Max Verstappen being a little desperate throughout to get his win, if not his win. Did he win that race? No, he didn't win that race. He got P2, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, trying his best to keep it ahead of the Mercs, but the Mercs just had too good of a straight line over there to
Yep.
do well.
Though Max fared
guys,
quite.
can you? Sorry for the breaking. Can you check if telemetry is up?
You'll have to.
No, I don't think so because the weather didn't pop up.
Though we know that in Jeddah it's not going to be anything other than dry and night conditions, so will be for dusk, not night specifically.
Okay. I think there might be a little bit of an issue with telemetry. Why don't
It's
we
all
do
right.
one thing? How much time do we have for quali?
We have around the yellow flag right now. 7 minutes, 7.5
Okay,
minutes.
that's enough time. I'll just quickly leave the lobby and rejoin.
Yeah,
Alright.
cool. In the meantime, swap scenes and we will have a chat about that IRL race that we were talking about. The straight line speeds of the Mercs just proved too mighty for Max, and yeah, we have to not forget that Max showed us exactly what is the problem with this circuit, the walls, because it's so close. There's no runoff areas, and on the final corner, he just hit his rear, he hit his front, and then he bounced back, but his rear also made contact, I presume, and he'd broken his axle, so the car wouldn't move. It just
Yeah, the
locked.
rear axle was broken, but I think that was more down to the fact as to how much he was pushing. He was literally like, I think he was pushing a bit over the limit, and it certainly did show because I think into the last corner he locked his front left tire into the braking zone because the left front is loaded. It's a left-hander, while braking, that is. But he locked his front tire and he understeered on the exit because of that. And then he had a clout to the wall. So I don't think that was down to how narrow the circuit was. That was just, I think he was pushing a bit too hard. And again, you have to push on the circuit, but then if you push too hard, you suffer the consequences.
Absolutely, and this is a beautiful clipping we have from the in-game AI. I mean, you can see over there the Mercs and the Red Bulls virtually close to each other in a pack. It's a it's a dream probably to see that IRL, because we
Yep.
know for a fact that at least till last season the second drivers in both teams weren't really up to pace. George Russell might give us more to watch, more expectations from him for sure after what he's done in Williams. So yeah, everyone's going to be asking, and the pressure's on for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're back in the lobby, Dan, I think the telemetry is still not up.
Okay.
Well, I guess we're going to run without telemetry. But nonetheless, I think we were on board Ink or Slea over there, one of the McLaren drivers. So we know that they're going to do some bad laps for sure. And they will not be up in the running anytime soon. So this is going to be a little tough. We might get some hate from the viewers, I think, but I hope they get to know the inside joke from their fellow friends who are driving basically on track.
I
But
mean, you can't
nonetheless,
have commentary without a little banter, can you? It's
nah,
all fine.
we can't. We can't. It's all
It's all
fine.
chill, lads.
So what was happening in the Tier 2 race yesterday? I mean, a small recap on it would be beautiful because I missed it. I'm sure that people who are watching it today, there'll be a few who missed it yesterday, and it was action packed for sure.
Okay, wow. So the stream was kind of chaotic, but regardless, the race itself in itself was actually quite normal. It was how you would expect a normal F1 GP to be, and the circuit, even as we've discussed before, how dangerous it is. There were no safety cars, first of all. No, I think one on-track retirement, or maybe two, which was on lap one, and really clean racing overall around. And just one thing to note was there was a four-way battle in the S's, which was insanely fun to watch. But yeah, apart from that, it was just normal proceedings, and I think it might be a repeat for Tier 3 unless the boys have something else to offer tonight, today afternoon. I keep saying tonight, but yeah, it was very like rudimentary and how you would expect a GP to be.
Well, that's beautiful. I mean, of all circuits we've had till now, we had China, we had Portimao, we had where did we start? Oh my God, I forgot.
Austria.
Austria. We had these three circuits where it is probably a lot of space, no walls to worry about much, and we had a lot of action in terms of battles and incidents on track. But Jeddah, where it seemed pretty tough to go wheel to wheel, looks like they've proven that they have it in them to have a clean race after all.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I think for today afternoon, it should be a repeat of Tier 2. Uh, is my guess. I don't think they're going to be any safety cars. I believe these boys can give us a very clean race, but it's going to be more action packed because we know these guys do love to overtake in spots where you don't think an overtake is possible. So just for that reason alone, I think it's going to be a bit more action packed than Tier 2.
Well. That's nice. That's nice. It'll be really great. That shows how much these boys are coming up in terms of racecraft, and like I mentioned before, there are a lot of new drivers out in Tier 3 and Tier 4 for sure. Almost virtually all of them are new except for one or two people and one or two drivers, and to see that they've grown as drivers, who knows, they can show a lot more pace for sure because again I've been over here for 3 seasons. This is my third or fourth season now in IRC, and definitely I've improved from going down the inside, breaking late into turn one and getting 10 positions to actually racing on track. AI racing does spoilers for sure.
Yep. It's we've all come a very long way. Even I, since I joined this community, I've learned just so much about sim racing in general. So I think I might have gained at least 3-4 seconds of lap time after joining IRC. But yeah, we're all still improving, and surely circuits like Jeddah will just give us more incentive to practice more.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a beautiful track to drive on. Not gonna lie. It's amazing to drive on alone. It gets a little sketchy when you want to drive wheel to wheel, but you just gotta know the braking zone. I mean, the overtaking zones where you can think about overtaking and all. And Yeah, the lower tiers have actually shown us you can overtake anywhere you want to. There's no such thing as this is the ideal place to overtake. There are no textbook overtaking moves. They're just overtakes and modern types of kinds of racing, I
To
think.
drive on, not
And
even
it
not gonna
feels
lie,
like I've grown old
it's
already.
amazing to drive.
Over 2 seasons, I feel like I'm too old right now.
Yeah. But speaking about overtaking, I think the race is going to be exciting. But I think mostly the overtakes are going to happen. The hot spots are going to be like into turn one, or as you said, into the last corner, because two very powerful DRS zones and two very long straights as well, preceding the braking zone as well. So I just think overtaking might be a bit rudimentary, as I think we're back in qualifying. I think qualifying's just got over. So apologies for that. We tried to get the stream back up, but the telemetry running, but it didn't seem to work. But I think we're back now, and we should have a look at the packing order soon enough.
Absolutely. And are we done with quali, Dan?
I'm not
Because they
really
don't.
sure because I think my game is bugged out. I'm not able to control, like my controls aren't showing up at all.
Yeah,
Just
Ah,
same
trying.
to
well,
us.
take your time. Rejoin the lobby if you deem necessary. There's no issues.
Yeah.
I think by now the viewers also have cut a lot of slack for people streaming this game because of how beautiful the game is. It is an amazing game in terms of having. When it came out initially, I remember everyone was, the hype was up. People were happy with the way the cars were, the tracks were the car's behavior, its realism, and yes, the
Yeah.
curves got a little too aggressive that you couldn't touch them in most parts of most tracks. But I think we realized that that's how it is in real life. It's not as bad as it's in the game, but it's pretty much better to have it than the kind of curves we had in 2020 where you can just ride
Yeah.
every single curve possible. So yeah, that was there, but then the multiplayer part came out, and then we were all just booing and really letting out sighs of disbelief that how could you mess up this part, which is the most important for Formula One, especially the game, I mean. And we have leagues running, and the bugs. Imagine you have a start sequence, the file lights not going out because you have a car sideways 90 degrees in the grid box. That's some brutal stuff to watch, to be
Yeah.
honest.
It really does take away from the immersion, and I mean, this is the only F1 sim which we have like right now. We have a set of courses as well, but in terms of immersion, like with all the pit stop strategy, the race strategy, the graphics the game offers, it's all really well done. But if the core of the game, which is the multiplayer, doesn't work very well, then what's the point, you know? So it's a bit demeaning, but at the same time, I'm kind of happy that we actually have a proper licensed F1 game.
Absolutely. Talking about the, do you have a clue about what the championship standings are? Not, I'll pull them out to have a
Yep,
chat
I'll
about it.
just have a look. Just give me a sec. All
So
right,
tier three,
so tier
go
three, yeah,
on.
my bad. Tier three, so okay, wow. We have Ripe leading at 51 points and close, very close behind. We have Neon, Griffin, Ink, and Slayer, and these guys are separated just by 7 points.
Wow,
So
that's a beautiful close battle for P1. They're all in contention for P1.
P2, 3, and 4 are separated by 3 points only.
Yeah,
So, yeah, the championship is very much all for grabs. There's no dominance going on, which is always good for the viewers and for the drivers as well. Everyone gets a fair and equal opportunity. But yeah, that is very like I expected not to be that close, but yeah, it's quite close.
absolutely. I mean, all the way till P10, I think, if you notice, the driver in P10, Logesh, who's driving for Red Bull, has 28 points to his name, and he's about halfway there to Ripe, and it can all change. We are only in the fourth round, and
Yep.
we have another, what, we had 13 rounds this season, so another 9 rounds to go after this, and things can change. And it's not that everyone on the bottom half of the table are bad or slow either, because we've seen Suhaib, for example, who's in P18, not being able to make the best out of his quali. His quali seemed good in the first two races, if I recall right, and his race kind of got, fell out totally.
All right.
I think we started our formation
Yeah, I'm
lap.
sorry to cut you off. Yep, it seems you're back in the lobby and the formation lap is underway. Could we have a look at the tires? Oh wow, alright. So almost everyone out of the top 10 choosing to start on the mediums apart from Vinay. So one to watch out for in the Alpine, but yeah, as I expected, everyone's qualified for softs. And Slayer has maintained his pole position. It's a pity we couldn't see his actual lap time. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he must have put a blazingly fast lap. But it's all to play for. It's a long race, 25 laps to go, and again, it's nature of the circuit is as such that anything can happen, and in this circuit it usually does.
Absolutely. Dan, if we can have the track map as well, because that will be
Of course.
spot some cars. So,
Yep.
okay, I think we can see the grid order right now. Slayer's on P1. He has Blaze 555 on P2. That's some. I don't remember his last race well, but I know he was not doing that great in the top. But he seems to have qualified well today and close behind in P3 and 4. Second row lockout by the Merc boys. Eric Griffin in P3 and Saurabh Pat in P4. Suhaib in P5 for the Williams, if I'm not wrong, and Uday in P6. We felt he might have done better, but I'm not sure what went wrong there. But he's on P6 now with for the Haas, and McLean Don't Die is in P7. The Williams boys both in the top 10. That's a good sign. And Ink in P8. Again, Ink I think is a little caught out with his controller, but yeah, I'm sure he'll have a quote-unquote bad race from here on. Logesh in the Red Bull in P9, so he's also got a lot of pace. He showed a lot of promise in eval races, in the preseason evaluation races, and
No, I think
he's
he
not
has
any
switched
slower.
input devices. He was on controller before, and now he's just getting up to grabs with the wheel. So could explain why he's a bit further down the pecking order, but yeah, as you said, he's got a lot of pace.
Well, so there is definitely some pace up for grabs over there. And Neon just rounding off the top 10 in for the Alfa Romeo boys. But the Alfa Romeo boys not that great with the show in quali, but they've been pretty strong throughout the first three races. I remember seeing it. Yes, some issues here and there in terms of disconnections or the game bugging out, but they both definitely did show some promise. We'll talk about the boys out of the top 10 pretty soon. We can see that it's Dark Knight, Geethan Samuel, Mountain Wolf, Ritesh, Mighty Owl, Raib, Vinay, and Sai Tarun. And now we're gonna wait for the lights to come on and go out.
Yep.
3 lights on, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we wait. Lights out, and away we go. We have a good start. Get away from Slayer. He had a slight of a squirmy start. He's defending down the inside, and we have Eric Griffin, who's gone to P1 now by going off track. He's cut the corner totally. He must be getting an illegal overtake.
Yeah, he's got
and
a
he
3
has to-
second. He's got a direct 3 second. That's a very Verstappen-like move by the Merc driver, ironically.
Absolutely,
But
and he's
Slayer's
given the place
instantly
back.
gone past him. I think Eric might have given that position back. But yeah, not a good start for the Merc.
Absolutely, and Neon seems to have had a bad start as well. He's off, and we had we saw Ferrari going wide over there of Ripe, I think, who was pretty wide over there. But yeah, a chaotic lap one still not over, and we have drivers in 3 different lines over there through sector 2. Uday losing out over there on Eric Griffin and Suhaib. Eric Griffin losing 4 positions after going to P1 over there on the first lap, first corner. And now he seems to be nursing the car to a certain extent. I don't know if he has damage.
Yeah, I think Eric Griffin is also holding up the pack quite a bit. And he's lost quite a few positions, and now he's trying to get back on the charge. I think he might have sustained some damage.
Very highly possible. But Sai Tarun, for a moment, I remember seeing it towards the end of Sector 1. He was up in the top 10 almost. And now he's dropped back to P17.
Might have had a clout with the wall, maybe that's why he's lost an end plate, and now he's just getting a lot of chronic understeer, which you do not absolutely want on this circuit.
Absolutely, and important to note that we did have a yellow flag somewhere there in the final corner, but
Ripe is making a stop. Yep, a lot of drivers in the pits too, or maybe is it just Ripe? Yeah, it's just Ripe. No, and Mountain. Oh yeah, quite a few drivers in the pits. So a lot of front wings have been donated already, and yeah, a very chaotic but a clean start as well. So a bit of a mixed match start for our drivers here.
Absolutely, we can see the drivers who the most places and lost the most, and we can see how the Neon lose 7 positions. He's pits now, so probably going to lose an extra position. Eric Griffin now lose 7 more positions. He's dropped to P8, and that is just heartbreak for him. In fact, considering he was on P3 and had a beautiful start over there, and Blaze, who had a very lackluster start, a lot of wheel spin, and probably late on reaction time, is now back to P2 and no pressure over there. He has a 2-second gap.
It's crucial that he. Ooh, wow. Hopefully he hasn't got damage from that. But it's crucial that Blaze sticks within DRS because it's ever so crucial on a track like this. You can literally be like at least 7/10 off the pace, but as long as you stick within DRS, you still have a fighting chance.
I gotta stop you there because P8 is being contested between a Merc and a Red Bull driver over there, and it's Eric AI for some reason. I'm not sure. We'll have to have a look at it. Because he's driving on the AI and there could be a possibility of some issues he's trying to report, but I'm not sure. We'll look into that later. But he lost a position over there, Logesh, and now I think he is in control of his car. Still AI?
I think so. He's dropping a lot, and from visually, it doesn't seem he's got all too much damage. Maybe it's just that he's nicked off a bit of his end plate, and he's just getting that chronic understeer through this S section. Yeah, he's dropped down so much. He's dropped down at least 1 second to just 3-4 corners alone there.
Alright, it looks like there might have been a possibility of an early ready up by someone, I'm not sure. But nonetheless, no one seems to have reported anything. We didn't have a lobby restart, which fingers crossed, touch wood, that's a beautiful moment for Formula 1 2021. But nonetheless, McLean don't die getting a 3-second penalty, and let's go through what the standings are right now. Suhaib in P4, so he's definitely in he's in a good position to show some pace, show where he belongs on the grid, and maybe some amount of redemption from his previous few races.
And as you can see, point in case, the Haas of Blaze is just sticking it in there with the help of DRS, but he's down to 35% of ERS already, which is, I mean, ERS regeneration is quite high here, and even then, he must have used a lot to stick ahead with Slayer then.
Absolutely, and Slayer seems, I mean, I'm not sure about his lap times because I can't see it, but he's pretty good driver to be honest, but I know he'll have a bad race today. But nonetheless, he's in P1 and he's going to have to be defending from Blaze now because of the DRS situation. I don't know if there's going to be some games in the final corner for the DRS detection zone, but
I think he might have got a one there,
yeah, possible. But like I was telling, final corner, we've seen in the real races and in a few races I've seen before in other leagues, people are genuinely trying to get the DRS detection zone to their advantage and slowing down, going off throttle, doing all kinds of stuff. And we have a similar battle between
battle further back, yeah.
It's for P5.
Nice coincidence, yeah.
It's between Ink and Uday. Go on, Moto.
Yeah, so a similar battle here, and we can see both the horses have got just sticking it in there with the help of DRS, as we mentioned, is so crucial. And it's going to be interesting to see the outcome of this battle because I'm pretty sure the McLarens have the pace from the Haas boys, but again, DRS is ever so crucial. And we can see the Haas making a move from the outside. Maybe if I were him, I would have laid back and, as you said, Harry, played a bit of the mind games and gotten the move back into turn 1. But now the McLaren of Slayer is going to have DRS as well, and yep, it's a simple, straightforward overtake into turn 1. Further back,
doing the same thing. Go on.
Further back, a similar move is being shown in action with Ink just sailing past in the DRS straight, and hopefully he can now pull away from the Haas. Otherwise, it's going to be a repeat of the next lap, repeat of the same thing in the next lap, just the other way around. So it's crucial these McLaren boys get out of DRS.
And Eric is fit for mediums, I believe. I'm not sure if you can go on to the tire right now. Yeah, there you go. The top 8 drivers, and there you go. Uday, sorry, let me just get back to this. Uday over here in the battle, the dirty air, and he's pushing hard. You can see that he's genuinely pushing hard, not trying to spend tire life more than ERS for some reason, though the region is good on this track. And he I mean, you earlier mentioned, I think Dan earlier mentioned that you can virtually do the whole Grand Prix on medium tires.
I
So,
actually beg to disagree because the mediums, while they're very durable, I think after 30 odd percent, you start getting this chronic understeer and oversteer on exit, and it's
okay,
literally undrivable too. But
2014 Ferrari basically.
yeah, yeah, but even then, I think the mediums can hold on, but I don't think a full race is it's a bit too much in my opinion.
Well, if that's the case, then I guess they can. I mean, what are the laps? What are the number of laps you can actually do? And as we say that, sorry, let me cut myself off there. Saurabh Pat has dived into the pits. I think he's the first among the top runners to dive into the pits, and he's calling the undercut over the other boys. And I believe it is. Oh, and he has a wing change as well.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
But
not sure
further
if
up
that
the
was.
field, we can see Slay has pulled out a massive gap. Well, not massive, but quite a lot on the Haas of Blaze. So, again, without the DRS, you can see Blaze is dropping that significantly, and he's low on ERS as well. So I don't think he's played this very smartly, but it's still all to play for, and they both have no penalties as well, which could change in a matter of corners. So,
And as we say that Uday over there getting very squirmy on the exit, and he's gone very close to the rear wheel of Ink over there out of that parabolica-ish corner. I do not know the number of the corner over there, but I don't care because that's a beautiful battle over there up in front. And McLean don't die, trying to make the most out of it. Uday just gets the move on Ink with a brilliant sort of switch back over there, and now the Williams of McLean Dundee is trying to center on Ink and gets the move done. Ink seems to have had some kind of a moment over there, and in this fast section, oh my god, that's a beautiful
wow.
camera angle actually.
Beautiful camera angle, but a very dangerous line through that corner as he almost had a tap at the wall there. But yeah, he's going to lose out a lot here because he's not. But he's going to get DRS back again. So yeah, Uday is playing this very smartly.
Yeah, Uday is playing it smartly, and most importantly, he's going into the pits right now. I don't know if he has any kind of front wing damage, and Ink has dived into the pits along with him, and Uday's gotten a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
His day is going.
That's
pretty-
actually a bug in the game where even before you enter the speed limit, so the pit lane, you get a speeding penalty for some reason.
Oh wow!
Another one of
Well,
F1's
I'm
bugs.
not
Another one.
I'm not sure about that. The reason being, and we saw slight telemetry. I mean, not telemetry. I mean to say lag. Just jumped in out of the pit box. But what I'm trying to tell is, I've noticed this on a lot of tracks. People think of it as a bug. I'm not sure because I've not experienced it myself. But the pit line where you're supposed to start following the speed limit is before the speed limit board is placed.
Yes,
You get what I mean? So
that's
because
exactly
of
what I
that,
meant.
yeah, so
Alright.
I don't know if it's like that IRL as well, because it is in certain tracks it shows the speed board, the speed limit board
So
inside
the
the
board
pit
should
lane.
always be alongside the line. as
Yeah,
per
exactly. But it
how we
seems to
normally
be,
see it.
yeah, it seems to be differently placed now. But yeah, that's possibly the reason why drivers get caught out. In Singapore, for example, it happens. I've noticed that because I remember it vividly. It's, in recent times, I drove a race over there, and you end up having to slow down a lot because the line is much before the board, I think. And yeah, you get a 5-second penalty very easily.
Yep. A lot of inaccuracies in this game, but yeah, I think they're going to be ironed out in next year's game with even the new. I'm pretty sure they're going to make a new engine for the new cars because the cars are going to work very differently now, like in 2022 compared to these ones because of the ground effect and all. So hopefully all these little inaccuracies will be ironed out and we can get like a proper. Ooh, as we see the Ferrari of Fry retiring there. Is that an on-track retirement? Yeah, he's lost it on traction, and it's a safety car.
Oh my god, we have a first safety car. The lack of any kind of runoff area has just proved its factor there. And we have McLean Dundee who's also retired over there. Oh my god.
It out of that corner?
And we have a drive-through penalty for Sai Tarun as well.
It's all kicking off here, and I'm pretty sure the soft runners, at least the top 4 or however many there are, will be making a pit stop for the mediums. They have to. It's what they should be doing. But yeah, Blaze is sort of glad for this because player was pulling out quite a big gap on him, and now he's it's sort of equalized, and maybe he can be a bit more smart about his ERS usage as well.
Well, I have to mention that Blaze did lose a lot of time, and I think that's because he has had a brush with the ball somewhere about 2 laps back, because he's lost
Could be right.
almost 4-5 seconds over there just when the safety car came out. So
Yeah,
it's a high
could be right.
possibility.
I'm guessing it's the exit of that chicane after the banked happened, because I've had it happen to me so many times where you actually have to go off the throttle. As Blaze does not choose to pit. That's a very awkward decision. I don't know why he's not done that. Oh, that could come back to bite him in the race, you know.
Absolutely, and I wanted to mention that McLean Don't Die was doing a very good race up till that point. He was in P4 alongside Suhaib, I think, or he was in probably P5. But yeah, he and Suhaib, both of these Williams drivers were next to each other within DRS for each other.
Oh,
and
Suhaib has gone on to the hard tires. That's an interesting decision. Why?
And he's got a 3-second penalty for going wide.
Out of the pit lane exit. Oh,
man.
That's just the racing gods giving him a sign that he shouldn't have gone on the hards.
I'm not sure about the hards, man. They do not have they just don't have the grip to take the corners as fast as they can be.
They just don't bite into the tarmac. They're very durable. I mean, they are the hardest compound, but still, they just don't, even after they're up to temperature, they just don't bite into the tarmac like the mediums and the softs do.
And that might prove to be very bad for him. And I have to mention, I'm shocked to see Blaze out. I don't know if he's trying to do something there, but I don't think so, because he's the driver right now in front. He should get the more favorable strategy.
And now if he's going to pit now, he's going to lose out on so many positions because everyone's bunched up behind him. It's a very awkward decision. I really can't compute as to why he hasn't made a pit stop here.
Me too. We'll have to wait and watch. He cannot overtake the car. He cannot. Yeah, I think he's just messed up his race at this point. Unless another safety car comes out or something, I don't see him being able to anything to salvage it out of this position that he's put himself into right now. And nonetheless, he's getting
close.
Yeah, he's getting very close. He's trying to help Slay out. He's trying to go into the pits. He's trying to overtake the safety car and get into the pits.
And that's not a good idea. You should just stay behind the safety car.
Well, you can go into the pit lane overtaking the safety car, that's for sure.
But
and he's gone
you gotta be careful if you even touch it to get damaged, because that safety car is basically a walking block of cement.
Absolutely. He's gonna go down to P11, I think.
Yeah.
P10 or P11.
And he's getting, you were right, Harry. He has seemed to suffer some damage on his front wing. He's getting a wing change right now. But again, very awkward decision as to why he didn't pit earlier. But hopefully he's going to be on the charge and he's going to give us some good overtakes.
If you can see over there, I think Keithan Samuel has got a slight squirm up the pit exit over there, I think, to an attempt to get ahead of Samuel over there, and managed to get a position more than what we expected, because Dark Knight has also pit. He's in P12 now, and he's gonna be getting they're already over there next to the pack, so you can slow down.
Yep, those blind corners really come at you at out of nowhere, don't they?
Absolutely. This is the reason why you have to keep an eye on the track map, and we have Eric Griffin on the softs for some reason. I'm not sure why.
I tell you what, that's gonna cut it close till the end. And he's not even in fresh softs, he's on 4-lap old softs. Yeah,
I think he just wanted to make up ground after those incidents in Delhi.
Yeah, maybe. But maybe he's counting on another safety car to help him out. But yeah, those softs will, they might last, but they'll be absolutely knackered by lap 20.
Absolutely. Another 10 laps and I think those softs are dead, that's it. So,
yep.
There is no way he's taking softs to the end, and he has to pit for medium because he's done two tire compounds.
Soft right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So yeah.
I think we're gonna have one more lap of safety car.
I'm not sure about that. We'll have a look at it, but need to mention that now we have the tire strats. The tires fitted onto the cars at the moment. You can see that the top two are pit. Suhaib's done a hard compound pit stop. I'm not sure why. And he has. They have a lap car between them. Sai Tarun. and I'm not sure if this will be. I'm not sure. I don't know. They seem to be pretty throttle happy, and they're
Yep.
getting very close to each other. I'm just gonna touch wood. Slayer
Well,
again. We can't
I'll
erase
tell you
everything.
what, Slayer is going to be glad about this because not only does he have a lap car between him and P2, P2 is on the harder compound, and driver behind P2 is on old mediums who hasn't made a pit stop as well. So, yeah, he's going to be thanking his stars for this sort of arrangement, and as to why Blaze hasn't pit, but yeah.
Well, absolutely. And going through the field again, Ritesh over there. He was out of the top 10. He started on the medium compound tires. That's only track position. He needs to make a pit stop, and he'll be hoping that he has the pace and another safety car probably to help him with the pits.
Alright, just give me a second, I'm getting a call, we'll be back in a minute.
Sure, and moving down the field, Logesh is on the medium compound tires, fresh mediums. He pit under the safety car. Saurabh Pat in P5, 4-lap old mediums. He pit before the safety car, and that has probably cut off his possibilities of regaining that P3. But he doesn't have too many drivers between. Ritesh again on old mediums, so really counting him out of the picture over here. Uday in P6 with 3-lap old mediums. Again, a driver who pit before the safety car, I think, just before the safety car. Ink on 3-lap old mediums, the same case. And Mountain Wolf, 8-lap old medium. So he started on the softs. He started on the mediums, and I think he had first lap damage. So he's on fresh mediums, and now it's 8-lap old. Sorry, 8-lap old mediums, and he'll be trying to go to lap 20 maybe, and then try a short sprint to the end or bank on another safety car. Further down the field, Blaze in P9 having to pit so late. I don't understand why, but he's literally shot himself in the foot. Keith and Samuel in P10 with 2-lap old softs, and Eric Griffin with 5-lap old softs in P11. But we'll get back up to the leader over there. Slayer is going to be bunching up the field, hopefully enough to not get the throttle cut issue, because we know what that safety car does. If it's not gone to the pit lane, it cuts the throttle. And Slayer over there, I think he has not yet gone. He's waiting. He has the drivers behind, and he's going into the pits. This is unbelievable. He's going into the pits on the safety car in lap, and I think he might have made contact with the safety car for some reason. He's done that again. and Suhaib has gone off to P1, and he has a driver in P2. Can we please go on board one of the drivers on track, because I think Logesh and Ink had a moment over there somewhere, and they are right now wheel to wheel, maybe, not sure.
I think I saw yellow flag also in sector but it's cleared out. So good luck.
Well, that's fine. Sai Tarun over there, the lap car in P15, right now having to, I don't know, he had an offing or something over there. He's going off track. Keith and Samuel getting a penalty. 10-second time penalty for Sai Tarun for exceeding track limits, and I think that's just kick him hard. In the meantime, Uday getting some brilliant moves up in P3, and he's made the move on Saurabh Pat as well. He's gotten almost 2 or 3 positions on the safety car restart, and now he's hot on the tail of Ritesh over there, who's on 11-lap old mediums.
Alright, I'm back, Harry. What have I missed?
Oh, you missed another Slayer moment. Where do you see Slayer? Tell me about it.
Hey, yo, what happened?
We did not jinx him at all, but he seems to have made contact with the safety car again, and now he's had to go into the pits.
You're joking.
I'm not even joking. I don't see any other reason for him to go into the pits at that moment. Safety car in this lap, and we have a retirement, and Ethan Samuel is out of the race. There is a possibility of a VSC and
there's already in the track. Oh my god, he almost...
That's a full safety car.
Oh my god, they just makes the move ahead of just when the safety car came out, but I think he's given the place back to Ritesh over there, and Ritesh will be mad happy. Unnecessarily he'll have to be pitting now, but nonetheless.
Taking that very cautiously, I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
Why?
absolutely. Well, that was some hot racing over there. We saw Slayer doing a Slayer as usual. Ink now in P3. He has a chance at the podium, and he stayed out. Slayer will not be able to make up as much of ground maybe as possible. He's going to try and pass all of these guys who are in the pits right now. I think he'll be getting 2 or 3 positions at max. He's gone ahead of Eric Griffin. Yeah, he's in P11 now. So two drivers who shot themselves in the foot over there, Shreya and Blaze. But Blaze has somehow managed to get that safety car, that second safety car to help him out, and he's gotten another 3 positions. So he's in P6 now.
Wow, who'd have thunk that Blaze is going to end up in front of Slayer after his botched strategy? But here we are.
I'll tell you who was thought about that, and I think it is safety car itself. Mr. Maylander was like, "Let me show you some safety car tricks," and must have done a brake check on Slayer. I guess I
My
don't see
man
any
was
other
out
option.
for blood. Oh my god.
Yo, these people are getting way too close to each other.
Yep.
We definitely needed to give a driver's briefing to them before the start of the race.
Yeah, I
That's
think
fine.
The
There's
circuit
only-
definitely needs a briefing, that's for sure. I
Well,
think even
well.
the real life drivers need it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Max needed a lesson on how to let drivers pass, and Hamilton at the same time needed a lesson on how to get past a driver giving you way. So it was a two-way thing over there. But let's not get some controversies running up. I know some people will find it irritating. But nonetheless, we will again have a look at what the leaderboard is right now, and it's a massive change because Suhaib right now on the Hajj is starting in P1. He's leading the pack. He has to get as much of movement into those tires, as much of heat into those tires as possible, because he's going to be the worst driver on the grid right now, on the worst set of tires and the coldest set of tires.
Yep.
And-
Could we have a look at the penalties and see if he can actually... Okay, so he's only at 3 seconds, but Uday behind him has 8 seconds worth of penalties, which I think 5 seconds he got for speeding in the pit lane. If I'm not
Yeah,
wrong.
speeding in the pit
He
lane.
might
So
get
it's
it removed though.
not sure. We'll have
Unless
to
he
see.
makes a pit stop, yeah, I don't think he's going to get it removed.
Yeah, if he makes a pit stop and there is
Oh.
a safety car after that, he won't be able to
Someone's
get it.
cutting corners in safety car time.
Well, Vinay definitely trying to explore. He's in P8 right now. He's on 6-lap old mediums, and he is looking pretty fine. He was not up there. He was about P15, 16 when he started the race. Seems to have gotten up some ground, and he's made up 9 places, probably the most places a driver has made till this situation, till this point in the race,
Yep.
in lap 14.
And then on the other end of the spectrum, you have the McLaren of Slayer, who's down 11 positions on his P1 time.
Well, I don't know. I don't think any drinks will sim any more than this at the moment. We tried our best, not talk about him.
Yeah, but
In fact, badmouth him, but it didn't work. So I think the next time is we just ignore and don't go on board him. And
yeah, we
Yep.
still have ink left, so I will quietly switch over to Saurav pad directly instead of going to him.
yeah, and we're gonna let
Sharma
Ink
offer
do his
still
race.
stands.
Yeah, the
least.
shawarma
Whoa,
offer.
hold on a second. If the penalties stand the way they are, I think Ink will nick P1.
We don't know. We don't know. We don't care. We don't care about the McLaren. at
Again,
the moment.
not going into his onboard to check it, just as he asked.
Nah, I'm pretty sure he has to make a pit stop. He's going to lose wheel
We
nut.
have a donation in our super chat by Raja.
Thank you,
Simracer,
Raja.
thank you Raja for your 222 rupees odd combo of numbers there. But anyway,
Actually,
the
very
thought is
combo.
what matters.
We aren't gonna floor the donations. Let the donations flow in because it's good for us. It's good for the community. It's good that we're getting some traction. We see the support. And again, when you get the support from within your family, I think that means a lot more. So safety cars in this lap, and our man is in the final corner. He's gonna have a lot of throttle cut. That is definitely his throttle cut, and
Yeah.
now he's gone away with.
He's not played that very smartly. I would have held up the
He's-
pack into the braking zone, and yep, Uday's already sensing a move down the inside into the first corner. Will we see a move? Bit too far back, actually. No, he
Ooh.
sends it.
Max was strapped and is sending it down the inside. Okay, I'm sorry. Uday sent it and he's gotten it cleanly over there. Ink almost squirmy on the exit of turn 2 because Suhaib definitely caught out over there because of the safety car. He had not made an enough gap, big enough gap. And you see how close the drivers are, and the dirty air will be affecting them so much over here. It's gonna be funny how much dirty air they get, and the track limit warnings are bound to flow in at this point, I feel.
Yep, now everyone's going to be light on fuel. Lighter car, they'll be pushing, they'll be carrying more speed through these corners, and in turn, they might be extending on the exit as well. So here we can see Blaze on the charge, as I mentioned, that he's got bundles of pace, and he's certainly going to be pushing his way through the field now.
And let's not forget that we have 3 soft runners. out of which 4 soft runners, I'm sorry, out of which the 3 of them are on 1 lap old softs, so they fit under the safety car for softs, fresh softs, and they will have all the pace with them to make these moves on the drivers ahead. I mean, they have to catch up. Ritesh is the top out of them. He has about 2.5 seconds to catch up to Dark Knight, and I think he can if he wants to. Vinay has just dropped back multiple positions. I'm not sure how, but he's dropped 3 positions for some reason. Oh, there and 2 drivers. It was a it was a
what a
Merc,
move.
and it was.
It's
it
not
was
done
a-
yet.
It's not done yet. It's not done yet. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
Yup.
Moto.
He's in the slipstream of the Merc. Is he going to do the dummy and go around the outside? He chooses wisely to stay back. It's smart racing, but yeah, he'll be really happy. Ooh, okay, I just cursed him there. But he'll be really happy that that commotion happened in front of him because he just almost nicked 2 places in one corner.
And Logesh has lost 3 positions in that corner because of the contact, and I don't know if he has any kind of damage because the telemetry in game is showing a red light over there, but I don't know to what extent it is true, if it's the wing damage or what. Dark Knight over there showing us what it is like to have a straight over there instead of a corner, going super wide off track, and I don't know if he's gotten any penalties. No penalties till now, no warnings I presume, but Uday in the meantime is racking up the penalties. He has 2 track extension penalties and 1 speeding in the pit lane. So
Yup.
11 seconds, that's going to drop him very far behind the table, the
Yup.
pecking order.
All the way to P12.
Absolutely. But in the meantime, the battle behind Suhaib doing a pretty good job of keeping it in P2. He's dropping some pace, some time to Uday. And he has Ink behind him who's not looking very racy. He's dropped out of the DRS zone, DRS gap as well too. So behind the 1 second gap. Saurabh Pat in the meantime.
What a send! Is he going to stick it? Ooh, I think he's got that all wrong. But wow, it would have been a massive send over there if he had got it right. But now DRS is enabled, and he's going to be hoping to use that to his advantage and getting past the Merc in front of him, who's sort of being a moving chicane right now for him because he's got like bundles of pace, an advantage over him.
Yeah, and I have to mention that Suhaib has somehow magically gotten 3 tenths out of a 4 tenths over there. He's reducing the gap to P1. Uday seems to have had front wing damage somewhere because he's dropping pace and picking it up. I'm not sure now what's happening over there, but going down the order, Logesh racking up some penalties again. He's very close to the driver in P6. That's Dark Knight. Suhaib is caught up 3 tenths. That is definitely front wing damage for Uday at the moment. If we can go on board oh wait, we have a Mercedes. Sorry, I'm so sorry, but we'll stay over here.
Yep.
I'm confusing Dan so much today. But we'll stay over here because we have a a Mercedes and a Red Bull fighting it out on the
This
final.
seems to have been a massive coming together over here, but it's Leia.
And we don't care. Moving on back to but moving on back over there, there is some damage over there, and I think Uday might have had some damage over there. He's dropping positions, multiple positions on the start finish straight. He's also the back straight, the last straight leading to the start finish straight, and he's let his teammate pass. Saurabh Pat is in a close battle over there as well. I know Uday's gone into the pits. He definitely had front wing damage, and so has Saurabh Pat along with him.
Wow. So Blaze is in a good position to win here if he can pull out the 3 seconds on Ink behind him. But yeah, all around good action, and the result of a safety car, as you can see, the entire pack is just so close together.
Well. So we have some drivers, Slea as well in the pits. So Saurabh Pat, Uday and Slea all in the pits. So our top 3 is totally changed now. Suhaib is in P1 on the hards. He has a hot, breathing, fast driver, Blaze, coming up behind, and Blaze is on a run. He's managed to somehow keep it clean, and after that mess up behind the first safety car, he's back in P2 and will probably have a good shot at P1 as well. Suhaib getting a little squirmy over there on the exit and losing 3 tenths over there as well for going off track.
Yup. Now he's going to hope that he can get past the Williams in front, and the Williams can hold up Ink in turn. So he can pull out the 3 seconds on Ink. But I think looking at the tire life, Ink's tires are very 3 laps older. So he might have a chance to win actually this Blaze.
Absolutely, and I hope he stays. Wait a second, but dive down the inside, and Suhaib is letting him pass. And I did not notice Blaze using any DRS as well. I don't know if you noticed that Blaze's telemetry in game did not show that he was using DRS, and now Suhaib is going to try using DRS. He's going to try to get to the back of Blaze, gets close enough, keeps it wide, gets the racing line perfectly fine. But I think those hards are definitely going to be giving him a problem because he did not get enough turn over there. And as we say that, let me point
further
out.
down, Eric Griffin has seemed to have lost ink, yeah.
Yeah, Eric Griffin's gotten the move on Ink, and Ink lost a lot of time over there. And I hope that's not an front wing, but let's not bother about Ink much and go back to Dark Knight, because he also seems to be on a little fresher set of tires. Mountain Wolf, P6, he dropped down a lot in the last two safety car periods, and now he's in P6 with 5-lap old socks, and the softs are definitely going to be helping him because there are only 6 laps left in the race post this lap. And yeah, those tires will definitely be the faster tires, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. And not only that, he's got a lot in the reserve as well for in terms of ERS. So he certainly want to look out for, and he's kept it clean so far. So he could be making a few more positions up the grid in terms of finishing order after the penalties and all are applied.
Absolutely. And as we say, we were talking about Mountain Wood. Go back. Oh, we see a battle over there between Eric Griffin and Suhaib. And Suhaib has to back out of that move. I don't know why, but he's letting drivers pass very easily, and he's gone into the pits.
He's got damaged.
Oh my god, that is just sad for Suhaib.
Everyone's picking up damage here, and I don't blame them. The circuit, the nature of the circuit is as such. But oh wow, going a bit wily over the curbs. There's the Aston Martin, but yeah, the circuit is proving to be a pretty dangerous playground for these drivers, isn't it?
Well. We have fastest lap from Saurav Pat right now is in 8. Again, these I don't think it's race over for anyone at this point because anything can happen. There are another 3 laps with a potential for safety car to be pulled out. But if nothing happens in the next 3 laps, then it's a race to the finish. There's no safety cars post that. As we say that, Slayer gets the fastest lap on his medium tires.
I don't know why he went for soft, but yeah, alright.
Yeah.
Could we have a look at the penalties? Because I think Griffin and Blaze are, they're both at 3, so they're going to be fighting for on-track position. But it's integral that Ink can keep it within 3 seconds. Is he within 3? I don't think so.
Ink is just barely outside the 3-second window from Blaze.
Yeah.
Just like 6 tenths maybe.
And I don't think he's going to be able to keep it at that because he has 2 fast drivers coming at him now. Oh my god, that's a boxing in.
That's a huge overspeed.
He's going to get
Mountain Wolf, who goes around the outside, and you can see Ink getting eaten up on both sides there.
Beautiful move over there from Mountain Wolf. I think he got 2 positions over there. Ink got overtaken from either side of himself. He managed to keep it clean, and I appreciate him for that. And well, now he's at the back of this DRS train, and if he can keep
there's been a contact.
Well, that contact was close. I mean, Dark Knight was trying to send it over there and kept his nose there instead of backing out. So it was bound to have some contact, but luckily both drivers are still able to continue. And I hope Dark Knight has no damage because he seems to be dropping off a little bit in terms of pace. Yeah, he's lifting off a lot more than normal, it looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, as he straight lines the corner again.
He's been doing that a bit now. I think I remember mentioning it a little before also. But nonetheless, we will stay on board him, different lines. He's now in P4. There are some yellow flags somewhere, but they're gone now. I'm not sure where it was.
That was for the Red Bull of Sai Tarun.
Yeah. But further up the field, it seems that Griffin is falling back from Blaze by quite a bit. And interestingly enough, Mountain Wolf on those soft tires is keeping up with Griffin. And what's even more surprising is that even that Griffin's tires are like 3 laps younger as well. So it's quite impressive from what the Haas driver is doing right now.
Well, so Blaze definitely has the race to control. Unlike how his teammate Uday or the drivers he was battling, like the likes of Slayer or Even Suhaib had some unfortunate moments and they've lost their positions, and now it seems like a dying candle because there is no way they will be able to salvage the race from here on. They are in point scoring positions because we have top 15 getting points and there are only 15 drivers in the race right now. So Sai Tarun will be getting 1 point if he finishes the race in P15. We see a driver pitting. I think it's Vinay. Yes, it is Vinay, the Alpine of Vinay. He's pitting right now.
Both the Alpine boys have pit.
Okay.
Oh.
One has come out and one has gone into pits. And that gives Slayer an extra position. Now he's in P12. Mountain Wolf in the meantime, P3, I think he is just thinking about the P2 situation now, because if that is the case, then he doesn't have a penalty. Fingers crossed and touch wood for that. He is one of my Alfa Romeo boys, so I'm gonna keep my jinxie mouth off his race. But he has a good possibility at getting P2 right now, and he's closing in as well to Eric Griffin in a way. You know this.
If I were him, I would just keep the gap. Oh, Slayer is going for a very aggressive move there, and he's still side by side with the Ferrari. He's still side by side, and he's got the move done. Yeah, very aggressive racing there, but yeah, good stuff all around.
Well, absolutely, and Slayer has just managed to keep it ahead. I don't know how it, because the steward in me wants to look at that POV on board, but we can't do much. And as we see, I don't think it's the wisest decision he's made, because he's not been able to keep ahead of Ritesh, and now Ritesh on the fresh socks has DRS, and if he is sensible enough, he will stay behind even if he has the move on him, and he will get the move done in the start-finish straight. And it looks like Slayer has drained all his battery trying to keep it ahead, and Ritesh is gonna send all of his battery out, and the DRS helping him. It's like a train going past, and Slayer makes the lead to the inside over there and almost takes his front wing out, and he turns in on him. Well. That is, no words. I really can't give any kind of comments on that, and I will move ahead probably. Let's go on to the battles up ahead if you don't mind. Eric Griffin is
up ahead. It seems the fresher mediums are coming into action because Griffin is closed up quite a bit. There's a yellow flag in sector 1.
That's Ritesh. Yeah. He has no wing now, so he'll have to slow down a lot since downforce is pretty going flat out in most sections. In the meantime, have to notice that, like you said, Eric Griffin is definitely catching up to Blaze now. I hope and pray that Blaze does not have any kind of damage, but he's dropped a lot of pace. He's dropped about 5/10 or 6/10 of pace to.
And he's still bleeding more and more time. And Griffin, meanwhile, is on a PB. He's 3/10 up on that lap.
And he gets another 3-second penalty. So he's literally gifted his P2 to Mountain Wolf at this point. Even if Mountain Wolf gets another 3-second penalty, it's kind of over right now. So he is getting. This is the problem on this track, I presume, because you have so much you can gain out of cutting a few curves, but it's so close. You have to be close to the wall as well. So you're either going to DNF, give a front wing, or get a 3-second penalty, and that's going to be painful.
Oh, as Mountain Wolf also picks up a penalty. And he's just 2/10 out of dropping out of below 3 seconds, so it's a bit touch and go for the Alfa Romeo driver.
Absolutely, and we have to mention that Ink right now definitely getting P4, and he won't be getting for sure. I don't think he's getting P4, but he has a good chance if he tries to push in the last few laps. He has the pace, we know that. I hope he can catch up and get a little more time back, because that will help him in giving a good chance, because he's the only clean driver out of the top 5 in terms of penalties, and that's going to help him maybe. Let's watch. But in the meantime, Saurav Pat over here, wheel to wheel with Neon over there, backs out very sensibly, though it
but backs out a bit too much. Look how much time he's lost there.
Yeah, he's lost. He was literally zero.
Neon goes very wide to that corner, and he's lost even more time. And I think Saurav Pat is going to be sensible about this, and no, he's going to go for the move right now.
Well, I don't know if that's going to help him, because Neon is going to try and come back at him. He's on 5-lap older softs for sure, but he has DRS and ERS. Saurabh has no ERS left in the tank, whereas Neon
But
has 20%, but I don't know if
he's a
he's
bit
going
too far back. Yeah. Ooh, meanwhile, Eric Griffin has closed up less than a second to Blaze. And it's the last lap, folks, so it's... I mean, you still have that pride of winning it on track, even after the penalties are applied. So, let's see if Blaze can close in within... and go for the move into the last corner.
Well, Mountain Wolf doesn't seem to be having the chance to get Eric Griffin now because the DRS is going to help and he's out of the 3-second gap Mountain Wolf. Sorry, to Eric Griffin. So, not really catching up at this point, and he might get P3, he might have to settle for P3, but in the meantime, final lap, final few corners, Eric Griffin is trying to keep it as clean as possible, trying to send as much of power. He's probably tucking his head into the cockpit right now, like Peo Gasly said once, and he's going to try and think of the move over here, but stays clear, and now he's going to try and get the switch back. Blaze gets for me, and he gets the move around
he
the
gets
outside.
the move done.
That's a beautiful move on the
Blaze
final
did crack under pressure, but he's won it on track. He doesn't give a damn about that overtake, and he's got the win after a really good and really great comeback drive after that botched strategy.
Absolutely. So Blaze has won it on track. In comes for Dark Knight P5. Logesh settling in for P6 with some disappointment with contact or damage through the race. Saurabh Pat with 7 over there. Clean race, no penalty. So kudos to him, to Ink, who was just ahead of him. Suhaib coming in at P9, but Neon probably getting the jump on him. Uday also coming in P10. Slayer coming in P11. We'll get the jump on Uday right now for penalties. And Ritesh coming in P12. Now pretty far back. Not sure what happened because he was fighting someone, I presume. But I'm not sure. I think he might have had some front wing damage. Nonetheless, Slayer gets a 20-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags.
It's just going bad to worse
That's
for
just-
this guy.
No, that's
His car
just,
finished the
that's
race.
just-
So.
excuse me. That's just the game doing it. The AI probably is racing speeds on the cooldown lap, and that's why Mighty Owl, the only driver to finish the race on the lead lap, or maybe I'm not sure because Vinay finished ahead of him. I'm not sure how he's still driving Mighty Owl, but yeah, where is he? He's on the start finish straight, thank God. So he's going to finish the race now, and he will be settling in for a P14 finish. Sai Tarun in P15 over there. 1 point for him for sure. After that brilliant race start, where he went from P17 almost to P10, and then he dropped back a few positions again. So we'll have to look at what happened. In the meantime, if you guys want to have a chat of who you think is the driver of the day, we can, but as you have a thought about that, we'll have a look at the standings. Eric Griffin P1 on track, but he got P2 after the penalties got applied. We'll wait for Dan to get the race directors sorted. But yeah, brilliant race, I think. I mean, yeah, there were a few sketchy incidents here and there, but there were also some brilliant wheel-to-wheel battles over there and some aggressive moves and good defenses also, don't you think, Moto?
Yeah, a great race all round. Like, I think 2 safety cars we got, or 3. I'm not sure. I've forgotten already. That's how action-packed this race was. But yeah, a great heroic drive for Blaze, who's again comeback. His comeback drive was really good, and Eric Griffin gave us that really nice last lap overtake as well. So good stuff all round. A lot of action, a lot of incidents, and a lot of stuff to look at for the stewards and you yourself as well, Harry. So yeah, good stuff.
So yeah, good stuff. Always good stuff. So Eric Griffin came in P2, Mountain Wolf and Ink for Blaze. Let's not forget P1. I'm sorry, I did not mention one. Dark Knight in P5, Logesh in P6, Saurabh Pat P7, Neon in P8, Suhaib in P9 might have had a lot more on the table over there. Uday, the same case, P10. Slayer again, let's not talk about that, but P11. Ritesh P12, Vinay P13, Mountain Owl P14,
Mighty Owl.
and Mighty Owl. I'm sorry, I mixed up these guys' names. And Sai Tarun over there in P15, the only drivers to finish the race. We had a few retirements on track, and I think it was Keith Samuel, Wright, and McLean don't die. Nonetheless, we have 2 of our drivers, podium drivers, in the com box. Let's start off with the race winner. Blaze 555. If you can hear us, Blaze, and if you can unmute and have a chat with us, how do you think the race was after that first safety car pit stop decision? I'm not sure if he can talk, but well,
Blaze, if you're saying something, we can't hear you.
I think he's on mute. But nonetheless, it's fine. We'll go to the P3 driver who basically finished P3 after starting from P13. The Alfa Romeo driver, Mountain Wolf. Hello, Mountain Wolf. How was that race for you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm good. So the race was really exciting. In the last lap, I managed to have a 3-second penalty, which resulted me losing the podium. But overall, that was a very good fight. Congratulations, Eric Griffin, and also Blaze. Really good race there. I had a hiccup in the lap 2, which resulted me into changing the tires from medium. But after that, I managed to carry on. And then at the lap of 12, I shifted to soft tires. And it, like, in the end, it was starting to lose the grips. But the practice I had done in this circuit helped me a lot.
Well, that's kudos to you. A good job. You managed to keep it clean till that last few laps where you got that 3 second. But yeah, that's not a problem at all because you settled for coming out from P13 to P3 is a brilliant job by itself, and making sure you don't donate front wings. Where in a race where everyone was having issues with front wing damage, probably is a big effort from your side. So congratulations, good P3 for you. Uh, in the meantime, let's talk to P2, Eric Griffin for the Mercedes.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, Eric, how was that race for you? You had a lot of ups and downs in that race for sure, but you managed to come out and in front on track, getting a brilliant move on the final corner. But yeah, your penalties just didn't help you, did it?
Yeah, so I mean, so as soon as I started the first lap, like I think like 4 or 5 corners in, my power just cut out and I couldn't see anything. So I just had to put it on AI for like 5 or 6 laps, and that's why I think I went all the way down to P15. And I mean, it was on AI because I couldn't control, I couldn't do anything, I couldn't even see the screen. I mean, and then just when the safety car was coming in, the power came back, so I was like, okay, I'm P15, and for some reason the AI put it onto softs, so I had to pit again. I knew at the end of the race I'd had to pit again. And I told my race engineer, you can probably go back. That's why I said nothing good's gonna come out of this race.
Wow. telling Bono, can you please go back to bed? The race is done. That would be a funny thing to do. But nonetheless,
So yeah,
one.
it was a really fun race, and I feel like I might be able to get 1 3-second time penalty removed because I got like the entire warning at the first corner of the first lap because like Slayer, I think like tried to dive bomb, so I didn't have space and I went off track. I mean, let's see. If it does, then I don't know what's going to happen, but let's see.
Well, nonetheless, brilliant race from you for sure. And a lot of drivers are confused. Blaze or Mountain Wolf the driver of the day because of the way each of your individual races were. Blaze doing a comeback, you doing a comeback as well, even after the AI and the power circuit in your area messed your race up, but you still managed to P2 and that final lap overtake. But Mountain Wolf as well doing a brilliant alternate strategy to come P3. And Blaze, who can't talk, though he's in VC because he doesn't have a proper mic, he's just amazed and a mix of emotions because he's had his first league win and he's really excited for the future races, and that's all he had to tell. So brilliant race from all the three drivers. Anything else you guys want to add, Moto or Dan?
Yeah, I would actually want to know like why he didn't pit onto a set of tires in the first safety car. I mean, not that it matters anymore, but
That question,
yeah.
same question from me as well. It's for
Yeah.
Blaze, I think.
Yeah, Blaze only.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to wait a few seconds if Blaze can hear us. Blaze, we want to know why you didn't pit under the first safety car. because there seemed to be, I mean, under the safety car on the first lap, it's waited a whole lap, and then you seem to have pit, if you don't mind telling us. In the meantime, a lot of battles over there. We tried our best not to jinx the McLaren box, and that's an inside joke, I guess, for all the IRC boys. But nonetheless, we'll wait on Blaze's reply, and then we will just, give a kudos for all the drivers and move on with the stream.
Well, I
Well,
personally, as a streamer, I was kept quite busy. So, yeah, I could say that I was quite satisfied with the race, how things went. Lot of incidents, action, overtakes, you name it, it had it.
well. So Blaze just seemed to have had a brain glitch of sorts. Well, he's won the race, so it doesn't really matter. But he seemed to have thought of he thought of pitting on the second lap because it would be best for his tire life, he felt. But yeah, it was a late decision and he couldn't make it into the pits and probably respected the pit lane entry line and all of that and had to stay out. So nonetheless, kudos to that respect over there.
Yep.
Some people do cut across, we know that. So that's a good thing and appreciated. But nonetheless, you won the race, so I think you can go back happy and look back at this fondly later on. And I think that's all from the stream for today. We will be signing off over here. This is Harry from the Combox, Moto, and Dan as well. A brilliant stream for sure for Tier 3. And we will come back in the evening with our Tier 1 grid, racing at the same circuit with a lot of clean racing action, just as it has been over the last couple of days. Thank you.
Goodbye and have a good one. Yeah, Moto, you can